Depending on the county that you're from, your county could either gain or lose in terms of revenue going forward if these deals go through. So we're talking about a division of 316.5 billion shillings in all the 47 counties. Let me explain why there's a bone of contention in this distribution. The CRA is proposing that the basic share of that 316.5 billion should be on this issue, 14% of that. Population should be 18%, health should be 22%. Keep an eye on this population because this is where the bone of contention is, the 18% that we're talking about. They further propose that the revenue be divided according to poverty levels at 10%, agriculture at 22%, and land area at 5%. So this, compared to the previous one, which I just mentioned, population 18%, that's where the rubber meets the road. Yeah? Most of the senators want the division of the revenue to stick to the land mass and not the population. That then essentially means that there are some other places that will lose money. It further proposes that urbanization should take 5%, roads another 2%, physical effort another 1%, and prudence 1%. What that means in a nutshell is that the northern and coastal regions, 19 counties will lose 42 billion. 28 counties, though, are set to gain more money because now it's no longer about the land mass, but rather the population. So a county can be bigger, but with fewer people, then it receives less cash. And that's the reason why the Senate has failed to unlock the county revenue sharing deadlock, instead postponing the debate to build consensus. The formula by the Finance and Budget Committee was deferred as it was deemed to be divisive and skewed to disenfranchise marginalised counties even further. At least 19 counties would have lost billions of shillings in budgetary allocations, with Mandera County set to be the biggest loser, losing over 2 billion shillings, as Sam Ogina now reports.
Counties face an imminent cash crunch as they cannot access 316 billion shillings allocated to them in this year's budget, after the revenue sharing formula used to disburse the funds lapsed in the 2019-2020 financial year. Senate yet again failed to remove the hurdle after it hit a deadlock over the sharing formula. A proposed formula by the Senate's Finance and Budget Committee was rejected as divisive, with senators calling for more time to build consensus.
And we cannot, Mr. Speaker, sit on the floor of this House and preside over a process that marginalizes those who have been marginalized for 50 years further.
We are about to destroy the country. Madam Speaker, I say so because the consequences whereby we are going to entrench the marginalization that has affected this country for decades, if not for more than a century, those consequences will live for them for the next century or more.
With at least 19 counties set to lose in revenue allocation from the proposed formula, a cross-section of senators from the affected counties were armed with their own formulas to ring-fence allocations to their counties.
This is a house of equity, it's a house of equality. Equality of the vote, Lamu carries 1 vote, Nairobi carries 1 vote. And equity because we must slash a level that makes every single corner of this country comfortable in the process of allocating money.
The same sword that will be used to deny any county even a shilling of what it got last year can be the sword that will be used someday in future by a national government that hates devolution to slash money from each and every county.
It is back to the drawing board for senators, with the county bosses' focus now firmly fixated on the Senate's next course of action. With no formula in place to distribute the 316 billion shillings among the 47 counties, the devolved units stare at a cash crisis. The Senate reconvenes on Tuesday with the hope of having cracked a middle ground.
I beg to plead with the House that we give ourselves more time to look at these new simulations by the 3 distinguished senators and also to build consensus.
I think this is a good time for us to continue the engagement, and so that maybe, God willing, maybe in the next 2 or 3 days or even 1 week, we can come up with a proposal which is agreeable to each and every senator.
The contested formula by the Senate's Finance and Budget Committee is seen to be skewed to disenfranchise 19 counties in the northern, coast and lower eastern counties. If effected, the formula would see Mandera County lose over 2 billion shillings, Wajir 1.4 billion shillings, Kwale 1.2 billion shillings, Kilifi 1.1 billion shillings, while Marsabit and Narok counties are set to lose several hundreds of millions of shillings in allocation. Other counties that would lose revenue include Mombasa County, Makueni, Nyamira County, Tana River, Tharaka Nithi, and Garissa counties. Sam Ogina, Citizen TV, Nairobi.